Good Monday morning, everyone. It is raining where I am. Russell, is it raining where you are?
No, it's so clear. I almost took the road bike out before the show.
Oh, well. Anyways, you guys, you are listening to Author Talk with me and Russell. We thought Fern was going to be on and maybe she'll pop on. But, me and Russell are fun. We can have good conversations together. So, you guys, hey, happy Monday to everyone. Russell, what did you do this weekend?
I did nothing this weekend. I worked. I wrote a little bit. I think I did nothing productive, though, all weekend.
That is a first. Usually
that's not a very good story. That's not a very
You're usually doing something
crazy.
Yeah,
well, after our adventure of getting a flat on an RV at night on the way home a few weeks ago, that kind of wore out my travel for the hot summer until we go on our cruise. But we are going on a cruise in 3 weeks. You'll have a substitute for me on the show.
I will.
We're looking forward to that. With all the COVID questioning back and forth, there are people signing up for the cruise, backing out of the cruise. It's crazy.
Wow, that's what I was going to ask you. Are you nervous about doing that at all, or are you just ready to go and see what life brings?
No, we always travel at crazy places when everyone else thinks we're crazy. We went to Paris during the strikes. We went to Istanbul during Ramadan. We went to India, and everyone thought we were out of our mind. We spent 3 weeks in China. People thought we were crazy because it was right after Trump was elected, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it seems like going on a cruise is natural for Melinda and I right now when everyone else thinks it's stupid.
Hey, doing crazy stuff. You'll have to let me know how it goes. I'm sure that they've upped, I always felt like they were clean anyways, but I'm sure that they've upped that to a whole new level, so you'll have to let us know how it goes. I'm excited for you, though, and your venture.
Well, as a germaphobe my whole life, it's just everyone else gets to live like me, so I like what they have to do. I got to tell you this, though. We bought a best Wi-Fi we can buy for the cruise ship. So I'm going to be trying to drop in on the podcast from the cruise ship, but who knows if I'll be able to. But
who knows?
Send me the link too, and know that I'm going to be trying to drop in on the cruise ship.
Okay, I'll send you the link. But hey, man, if you're doing cool stuff, you don't have to drop in. Like, go do cool stuff. I'm just saying. I would be doing cool stuff. Absolutely. But I know this weekend
you would be trying to put your babies to sleep and stuff because that's what you.
Yes, that is a true statement. Yes, but this weekend, Inklings did have a book launch for Jay Lynn and her Avalon series, and it was Destiny of Avalon. And it was the completion of her series. And so that was super exciting. I got to be on it. If you catched it, then you guys really got me looking like a hot mess. I forgot my hair was on top of my head. I was late. It was a whole ordeal. But Jalen, congratulations on your successful book launch. And it was so much fun to be a part of it and to have this milestone of completing a series in, the Avalon journey that you've been on. I know we're going to revisit it at some point. But bringing this up, Russell, it would not be a question.
Poor Jaylene.
Have to do it.
You dressed up for her and everything.
I did. I dressed up for her and everything. I was traveling that day. I came to San Antonio. Josh has gone out of town for his first work trip. And so I'm here with my mom so she can help me with my kids. So he's doing some cool stuff too.
What's the first audiobook he's listening to on his drive?
The meditation one.
So. Oh, yes, by Marcus Aurelius. That's the best choice. And as Josh and I are much made out of the same DNA, it's going to have a big impact on his life.
Yeah, that's why I reached out to you about audiobooks for Josh. So Josh is in Utah at the moment, and then he's going tonight to Colorado, and he'll be in Colorado the rest of the time. But he went in early yesterday, and he decided to hike up, I don't know, some steep elevation. And so he hiked and found waterfalls, and he was out looking, and from the top of, I guess, the mountain that he climbed, he could see Salt Lake. I think that's what it's called. I don't know.
I bet it was so purifying for Josh. A purification of your soul to climb like that in that thin air and to be at a waterfall. You've seen pictures of me doing that. I'm sure it was like 10% of what Josh did. Yeah. Because I'm an old man and he's a young man. But it's very soul cleansing.
No, I know he had a lot of fun. I know he slid down, he said, a cliff because he dropped his headphone, and he had just bought a new pair of headphones, and he was like, I am not going home with one headphone so he can listen to his story. So he slid down the cliff to get his headphone. I was like, man, I don't know if it was worth all that, but whatever. So he's out, doing adventurous things and having a good time. So I'm here. I drove down Saturday with my mom, which is why I look like
an awesome wife.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You're an awesome wife that you let your husband do that. Let me tell you, that is a marriage solidification action by you and him. It's awesome.
Well, I will. Yes, those are words to live by. So, but he's having fun. So I look like a hot mess because I had driven all day. It was hot. And I was just, it looked like a hot mess. But I know, Russell, eventually we have book 2 of yours coming out. And it wouldn't be fair if I didn't ask, since Fern isn't here, how that is going. So how is your book 2 journey going?
Fern has it.
Okay.
Fern has it. It's ready to go.
Perfect.
It's all a matter of Fern. And, but I don't answer that question with criticism because, it is so much better than the first book, and it's because of Fern's editing, because she really is, as good as she is a writer, and we know that because she got the Doctor Who review that we're still excited about and wanted to talk to her about today. She is, I really think her greatest gift is her editing. And I don't mean just grammatical, I mean her both subjective and objective editing. She really, substantive editing. She really helps you. She's great. Yeah. Even if she does it with a bad tone in her voice, which she does. And we
not Fern, not sweet old Fern.
So, but it's ready. She's making me redo the first book because she made me very mad when she said this. She said, look, the second book is too much better than the first book. You have to redo the first book. Made me so mad, but she was right. She'll have that by the end of the week.
Oh, nice. So we got new stuff coming from you. Nice. Yeah. I love it. I can't wait to read it. I'm excited. I've waited a long time for it. So I'm very excited to read it, Russell. But I know that you had a story that you wanted to tell us, a publishing story. So it is your time.
This is a story that I told you I wanted to tell. Over the last week, everyone knows that I have retired from being an attorney. I'm writing now and doing other projects, traveling. But this week, I had a writer call me who a couple years ago had finished a book, and she sent it to a bunch of agents, and she got no answers or negative answers. And she put the book away for a couple of years. And then she decided, because of its subject, and it was very pertinent to what's going on today, that she would try to get it published anyway. And she sent it to a couple of publishers. And she was referred to me because they immediately sent her contracts. And she needed a lawyer to look at the contracts. Okay. So I had her call me. And what I found out was she had sent it to 2 publishers that actually charge a sum of money to publish her book, which may or may not be okay. But that does tell you that she is actually paying them to publish the book.
Right.
And so she was like, okay, let's read the contracts, pick which one, and let me sign it. And I was like, whoa,
no,
that is not your first job.
No.
And how many times have we talked to authors who went through nightmare publishing stories? How many? Amy, we,
A
over the
lot.
course of the last, how many years have we been on now?
Almost 5. We're coming up on 5.
Okay. Well, over the course of 5 years, we have probably talked to a dozen writers that got involved with publishers that let them down.
Yeah.
And so my first response to her was, you first thing you got to do is due diligence. You have got to research these two publishers. You have got to get on the internet and find people that have complaints about these two publishers. And I told her, my experience is that authors that have publishing problems want to talk about it. So if I were you, if I can run across people that have complaints with these two publishers, I'd email them and ask them what was up. And I would find out everything you possibly can about these two publishers before you even look at their contracts. So she's very disappointed with my advice, and she agreed to it, and she's in the midst now of due diligence. And after I hung up with her, I thought, this is a story I need to tell Amy on our podcast, is when you get to the point that you're excited and you come across and you pick publishers, you've got to know, though, you've got to do your due diligence before you make agreements.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
my story.
You do, though, because, I mean, there's several of them out there that there's, hybrid presses which pay for half and you pay for half, or the percentage, however that works. Then there's traditional ones, like how Fern is, where they invest in you and they pay for everything. But it's, I mean, I can understand that you're so excited and you're just like, yeah, someone wants my book. I have all these offers. My book's amazing. And you just get excited and you think to pick the best one. But honestly, maybe none of them are a good fit for you and what they're going to do. I mean, there's just so many out there. It's hard. So, I mean, she had you look at it. So, I mean, that's one step, one bonus point, But, yeah, I mean, it's crazy the way that you could do it. And now, there's people out there that do that.
And remember, it was about 2 years ago, there was a publisher out of Oklahoma who part of their selling was, we're a Christian publisher. And they turned out to have stolen. They took money from authors. They stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. The authors never got their money back. That was a couple of years ago. And so that's really a marker. You've got to check on these publishers.
You do. And that's a good thing. I mean, I think anytime that you get an offer or a contract sent over, I mean, the first thing you have to do is look at it. And if it doesn't make sense to you, have someone read it that it makes sense to, right? I mean, I can do, basic contracts, but if it's really wordy and they use a lot of big words, I don't understand it, So we have to, have someone look at it. But nowadays, not that anybody can open up and be a press, but, in a summary of it, a lot of time they can, they can, and then you don't, they're they can dupe you. And so you really have to be careful, especially being an author. And that's why a lot of the times I feel like, indie publishing is becoming more and more popular because it's just easier because you trust yourself kind of thing, But I mean, Fern could give a lot better advice than I could. But we do have Diamond says, greetings. Hey, Diamond. And then I love this comment right here. I'm up against this now, but have written a historical nonfiction, Benjamin Franklin Outsmarted 18th Century Society. That sounds like a great book.
Well, my question to Jeff then is, so if he's up against it now, what's he doing? Is he doing, and Jeff, text it right now, we're looking. What are you doing? Are you looking at half and half publishers? Have you done due diligence on those publishers? Have you actually, and this is what I told the lady I was talking to, was you need to not start with the positive and work your way to the negative criticism. You need to go straight to the negative criticism and work your way to the positive and start contacting those people. Because if it's shallow or unimportant criticisms, then you know it and you can go on. But if people got ripped off, you need to know that. Jeff, how are you approaching that? That makes me very interested.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I guess it's an oversaturated market, wouldn't you say, Russell? I mean, I feel like anybody, if I wanted to become a publisher, I could just up and do it, you know? So.
I think it's different than that. I think that there are so many people that are writing books right now that the population of possible victims for thieves is at a high enough point that it attracts crooked people. And so that means that you have, as an author, you have to know that the people are out there hunting you, and you've got to be careful and do due diligence. So, Jeff, let me encourage you, due diligence. Before you sign any agreement, before you make any decision, you do a stoic term that your husband is studying this week, which is negative anticipation. You prepare for the worst and you research. You do your due diligence to make sure that you're not the one that's fooled and that you get a good publisher, because they are out there. And there's a lot of them, actually. But you've got to be able to determine which ones are good and which ones are evil.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. But, I mean, let's see. Here we go. We have another one. Ronald. Let's see. Ooh, nice. Ooh, Jeff's written us back. She asked me to send her a query letter, synopsis, and 10 pages.
Jeff actually...
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're good.
It sounds like that people are listening are actually they're having good experiences, and so that's good. But and it sounds like they're doing due diligence, which is good too. Do we have any more of these? Because somehow our viewers are having better impact on our podcast than we are. Because those were the best things that have been communicated, and that's good, right? Thank you for posting it, Amy.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for sending that in or posting that.
Yeah, for commenting it for sure. But I think that's great. I think I guess for lack of better term, the more serious writers, I would say, do the more research and due diligence and are more hesitant, you know.
So that makes others just victims.
Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm not calling anyone saying that they're not a serious writer. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying there's some serious writers out there that only want to, write. And that's what their career path that they want to do. And they just love it, right? And those are serious ones. They spend all day researching what are the best ones, what do I need to get into it, And then you have some that are more hobby writers that, they work and they also write books and do all this stuff. And those, I think, are the ones, like Russell was saying, are the victims, because they're just like, oh, someone wants to publish my book. This is so awesome. And then they think that they're getting all this amazing stuff, and they're not. They're not going to get any marketing. They're having to pay for, a good portion of their book to be published for someone else to put their name on their book. And it's like, well, why?
Can I mention a good publisher for a moment? Yes. And that's is James Hill and his publishing company. He, over the last year, has published some very good, serious books. He takes good care of his authors. James Hill, and he's always making comments. I'm sad that he hasn't made a comment today, but James Hill's publishing company is what authors are looking for.
Yeah,
right?
Rock Hill Publishing, yes, and he likes to work with new authors too.
Right, but they've got to find it and then convince them to publish them.
Right.
So we're not saying all publishers are bad. We're saying there's some really good publishers out there, but you got to be careful and make sure you find one.
Yeah, absolutely. There's, Rock Hill and Inklings, of course, which is Fern's, is a great one. And there's, other ones out there. There's Texas Sisters Press, which is out there. And, there's some other ones. Those are just the ones that we work with. Yep, Cursed Dragon Ship Publishing, yes, thank you. So these are just some of the ones that we work with that we know are good publishing companies. We recommend out to a lot of people if their book fits what they're looking for, right? Because not every publisher is looking for every genre of book. They could only be looking for certain ones. So those are the ones that we trust and we recommend for sure, but there are a lot out there that are also just as good. So this is more, focusing on people being victims, the unfortunate few that go through bad publishing experiences. We should do a whole just show on that, Russell, like me, you, Fern, and Sandy.
I think we just did.
Well, yeah, but we could get, Fern being the publisher, we could get, her input too. I do the marketing and you're an author, But I think we could do like a whole segment on just bad publishing experiences, because I know that there's some out there, and what authors truly should expect and the length that should take to publish a book and a quality book and, stuff like that. So, yeah, man, this is awesome. I love it. I love it. So, but, no, that's a great point, Russell. Thanks for bringing the story this morning, because that's great. Most people need that.
Tell us about your show tonight. Oh, well, look, we have more from Jeff.
We do. Hold on. This one is his right here. This is the top one. It leads into the next one. Nice. Let's see. And then it feeds into this one. And then he writes me that he'll be right back. Oh, I love it. But tonight, you guys, on Through the Eyes of Authors, we have Scott Smith talking to us about Amazon Live. So he currently is doing Amazon Live, and his show is focused around authors and how he helps authors and gets them on Amazon Live and all of these things. So he is talking tonight on Through the Eyes of Authors. You're not going to want to miss it. It's at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, and the South Africa, Athena, I don't know. I'm going to say 2 in the morning, but I'm not sure. But I have to throw South Africa in there because Athena's in South Africa now, and it throws me off, Athena. You throw me off. But it was, that kind of thing. So that's going to be interesting, Russell. I think this Amazon Live thing would be really good for us. I've been thinking about it maybe for Author Talk and seeing how it works. So I'm excited to learn from Scott tonight and see about different places we can get Author Talk so authors can hear and we can help as many authors as we can.
Good. So, I'm glad to hear it. I've only advocated it from the beginning.
Hey, man, I got us on multiple streaming platforms. I'm getting there, man.
That was 3 kids ago.
2. It was 2 kids ago. But hey, I'm getting us there.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I am getting us there. But you guys, we hope that we have, helped you guys and given you information. We love the feedback that we're getting. Yes, Diamond. Yes. And so, we hope that we help you guys. We're always down for comments, questions in there. We will get them answered live if we can. But we hope everybody has a great Monday morning. Russell, I hope you have a great Monday and a great week, man. This has been fun. So everyone, we will see you all tonight on Through the Eyes of Authors. Bye, everyone.